health. It is my hope that you are in good health. It is my hope that you are in good health from wherever you are. It is my hope that you are in good health from wherever you are. So it is my hope that you are in good health, and I want us to discuss the issue of Ruto's impeachment. Sabuti Mpikale Bamisi has come up with a motion, or is drafting a motion to have Ruto impeached. Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya, and Caleb Amisi is a member of Parliament for Sabuti constituency. Is currently drafting a bill where in that bill is seeking to have President Ruto impeached. So far, 117 MPs support the impeachment motion against William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya. Harun, hello, how are you doing? Hi too. How are you doing? So far, 117 members of parliament are in support of the impeachment motion against William Ruto. Fine, how about you? I'm fine too. So that is what is now happening. The Sabuti member of parliament, Caleb Amisi, has sponsored a motion, or is tabling a motion before the National Assembly to have Ruto impeached. If President William Ruto, good too, where are you from? If this bill goes through Parliament and is passed, President Ruto will be impeached, and after the impeachment, Ruto will not run for office for a period of 10 years, or rather Ruto will not run for office again. William Samoei Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya. William Samoei Ruto is the head of government. William Samoei Ruto, yes, you are from which country? William Samoei Ruto is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, but should William Ruto be impeached by members of Parliament, it will go to the Senate, and then from the Senate, it will go to, maybe if there is an appeal at the Supreme Court, the matter will go to the Supreme Court. But the truth is, Iraq, wow, for the Solomons. Thank you so much, all the way from Iraq. Thank you so much. Let me know from where you are tweeting from. So, if William Samoei Ruto is impeached, the President of Kenya, he will cease to become the president, and he will not run for office for 10 years. And in this case, if Ruto is impeached, I doubt whether William Ruto will occupy the presidency again. So, Caleb Amisi belongs to the ODM faction, which is led by James Agri Orengo, the Linda Mwananchi faction. And according to sources, 117 lawmakers have already given a nod to the plan or idea by Caleb Amisi to have Ruto be impeached. As we speak, William Samoei Ruto is in a hard place, or between a soft landing and a hard landing, where Ruto has granted US or has accepted the Ebola patients or infected personalities from America to come and get their treatment in Kenya. So William Samoei Ruto, let me see this. Hood Saint, thank you so much. How are you doing? And please tell me where you are watching this live from. So as we speak, William Samoei Ruto is under siege because according to the US Secretary of State, Ruto is the one who had requested to create a quarantine facility for Ebola patients from America at a cost of 1.7 billion US dollars. And so, among a raft of issues, Caleb Amisi, the lawmaker for Saboti constituency, is now calling for an impeachment. Is drafting an impeachment motion against William Samoei Ruto, the president of Kenya. In June 25th, or on June 25th, 2024, the youth, the Gen Zs and the millennials took to the streets to protest against the then finance bill 2024. And if it were not Raila Odinga, the late, Ruto would have been impeached by, by virtue of civil unrest. But when Raila Odinga intervened, William Samoei Ruto was spared, and by that, Ruto remained in office up to date. Now, the lawmaker for Saboti, Caleb Amisi, is calling for his impeachment motion. Is drafting a motion to have Ruto censured. I don't know what to think from that end. My name is Moses Sutino, and let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think William Samoei Ruto should be impeached? Do you believe that William Samoei Ruto should be impeached? And is it easy to impeach a sitting president? A sitting president with a majority of lawmakers already bought or pocketed? A sitting MP with the posts like Speaker. Speaker is Ruto's right-hand man, Moses Wetangula. People like Mudavadi, Chief Justice Martha Koome. Those are Ruto's point persons that are now spearheading his agenda. Is it easy to have Ruto impeached? What is the position of William Samoei Ruto in this government or in this country called Kenya? What is the position of William Samoei Ruto? I'm told 117 members of parliament already support the motion for the impeachment of William Samoei Ruto. But again, let us talk about the kind of members of parliament that we are having. We have members of parliament who are now getting perks from the president. I don't think the current members of parliament can sign an impeachment motion against William Samoei Ruto. In conclusion, I don't think that the Kenya members of parliament can sign or can impeach President William Ruto. They have failed it before. On June 25th, or before June 25th, the members of parliament, hi to Woods, how are you doing? On June 2025, the Kenyan members of parliament failed to vote against the finance bill that Ruto presented and voted, majority of them voted in favor of Finance Bill 2024, and that one brought about civil unrest in the country. So the current members of parliament, the current MPs in Kenya, cannot impeach President William Ruto. Ruto will call them in State House. After President Ruto calls them to at State House, they will be given money, they will be given certain goodies, and they will not. Yes, so that is what will happen. The current members of parliament, yes, it is good for the Sabuti member of parliament, Caleb Amisi, to present a motion to impeach President William Ruto. It's very easy on paper, but practically, you cannot impeach President William Ruto. William Ruto can only be defeated on the ballot if Kenyans wake up. If Kenyans wake up to go and vote in 2027. Kenyans can only remove William Ruto by popular vote. But by members of parliament, Kenyans cannot trust their members of parliament. It is these members of parliament who voted yes for the Finance Bill 2025. It is these members of parliament who have been voting bills that are retrogressive to the people. It is these members of parliament that have voted bills that are not popular with the common citizenry. It is these members of parliament that have always thwarted development plans. It is these members of parliament that have stayed silent when William Samoei Ruto is signing deals with America to have Ebola patients quarantined in Kenya. It is these members of parliament who have made life unbearable to majority of Kenyans because of FT salaries. So no, the Kenyan members of parliament cannot impeach William Ruto because they are biased, because they are irrational, because they fear William Ruto than the constitution that they swore to protect and the people. So they cannot impeach William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, men and women, it is my hope and pleasure that you are in good health. It is also my hope that you are watching me from wherever you are. This is your only and official channel that deliberates on issues that affect everybody in the whole world. My name is Moses Sutino, and this is Ochuku TV. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Just tell me in the comment section. I'm watching from Iraq. I'm watching from China. I'm watching from Kenya. I'm watching from Uganda. Whichever place you are watching from. My name is Moses Sutieno, and I want to take this chance to really thank you and really commend you for subscribing to this channel, for liking this channel, for ensuring that you give your all in terms of making this channel your number one channel in the world. So Kenyans should only focus on voting out William Ruto, but not impeaching William Ruto. Because impeaching William Ruto will be dead on arrival. Impeaching William Ruto is an impossibility because of, members of parliament are the one who can impeach Ruto. The Senate can impeach Ruto. But the current senators and members of parliament are buddies of William Ruto, are friends of William Ruto, are psychopaths, are not even psychopaths, but loyalists of William Ruto plus psychopaths. So they can't impeach William Ruto. They cannot impeach Mr. William Ruto. William Samoei Ruto needs Kenyans. William Samoei Ruto must be voted out by Kenyans. and not these money launderers called members of parliament. They kept silent when the youth were being shot by police. They kept silent when Kenyans are dying of hunger. They keep quiet when corruption is knocking every government agency's door. They keep quiet when citizens suffer. They keep quiet when the cost of living is going up. They keep quiet when the institutions that should liberate Kenya are, sabotaged by Ruto. So the members of parliament in Kenya cannot impeach Ruto, cannot come up with a process of impeaching President William Ruto. Because you know what? Ruto gives them money, Ruto gives them goodies, and they keep yapping on the mainstream media as the solutions to good governance, but they are not. The current members of parliament in Kenya are masqueraders and not the real representatives of the people. And therefore, Kenyans must wake up and go take up votes or IDs and do what? Cast their votes in 2027, August 8th, which will be on Tuesday. So that is what must be done. That is what is safe for Kenyans. Kenyans should not believe and trust their members of parliament. Kenyans should not trust and hope and have hope in their members of parliament. Why? Because the members of parliament in Kenya have been pocketed by William Ruto. The members of parliament in Kenya have been compromised to, cheer the corruption, the mega scandals that are bedeviling the country. We cannot trust the Kenyan members of parliament. We cannot trust the current leaders in Kenya because they are already compromised, because they have already, shook hands with William Ruto to cheer corruption, to cheer, many retrogressive laws that, cause havoc to Kenyans. So we cannot trust. The Kenyan members of parliament are just affronts to democracy, affronts to the rule of law, affronts to the government institutions that are mandated to deal with the corruption, that are mandated to deal with good governance. The National Police Service, the National Intelligence Service, all are compromised, and therefore the Kenyans cannot trust. Kenyans cannot trust members of parliament, and the members of parliament cannot impeach William Ruto. In a nutshell, Kenyans need revolution, and Kenyans need real revolution, so that we can conquer poverty, bad leadership, we can conquer underdevelopment, we can conquer corruption. The only choice that Kenyans have doesn't lie in their members of parliament, but lie on their own very hands, making it sure that they participate in 2027 elections and vote out William Ruto. William Ruto cannot get out of power through impeachment. That is a lie. William Ruto cannot get out of power through, cheap PR stunts, clout chasers, masquerading as members of parliament. And therefore, William Samoei Ruto can only be removed on the ballot by Kenyans. It is already months to the general election. It is just a matter of time. Kenyans must reject masqueraders. Kenyans must reject corrupt members of parliament. Kenyans must reject chameleons, leaders behaving like chameleons. Kenyans must reject corrupt leaders. Kenyans must face William Samoei Ruto and all the leaders who are not delivering to the people. Because when William Samoei Ruto took over as the president, William Samoei Ruto presented a vision of bottom-up economic model and failed beautifully to deliver on the economic, on the economic transformation, the vision that is sold to the people. And therefore, members of Parliament of Kenya cannot, Honorable Caleb Amisi, the member of Parliament for Sabuti constituency, should stop lying to Kenyans that they will impeach William Samoei Ruto. They cannot impeach President William Ruto. President William Ruto has pocketed them, and they are just pulling PR stunts. These are just attention to manage public anger, so that Kenyans do not ask about the cost of living, so that Kenyans are diverted attentionally, so that they interfere with the train of thoughts of many Kenyans. We are saying no to the likes of Caleb Amisi, who are just after managing the crowd, so that we don't question, so that Kenyans don't scrutinize why fuel is cheaper in Uganda, in Rwanda, in Tanzania, and the cost of fuel, the cost of petrol is expensive in Kenya. Caleb Amisi and other members of parliament are just skunks, and it is pure balderdash to tell Kenyans that they want to impeach William Ruto. Where have they been since all these years that they want to impeach William Samoei Ruto now? Where has Caleb Amisi and the likes been? They have been in this country. They have been looting the resources of Kenya. They have been looting the taxes. And therefore, we are telling them no. We are saying that Kenyans must go to the ballot in 2027 and constitutionally vote out William Samoei Ruto. If William Samoei Ruto will win, let him continue to serve his term. If William Samoei Ruto will be defeated, let him wait for another term to run for a second term. The truth of the matter is, our leaders have failed us, and the way it is enshrined, our constitution under Article 1 states that sovereignty belongs to the people. The people of Kenya are sovereign. And because we are sovereign under Article 1 of our constitution, we are going to exercise our sovereignty in 2027, because those are the legal grounds upon which Kenyans can exercise their frustrations, and not depending on cheap PR stunts, cheap clout chasers, and clout chasing from Caleb Amisi. Let me hope that your day is superb. Let me hope that things are good with you. My name is Moses Otieno. You can follow me on YouTube, Mose Otieno Okumu. You can also follow me on TikTok at Uchuku TV 2. And also another channel on TikTok is Radio Uchuku 1. I'll end there for now. Thank you so much for those who are watching, and those who have been watching from Iraq, from Kenya, from Uganda, from USA, from Denmark, from Tanzania, from all walks of life. I want to really take this opportunity to thank you. It is my good pleasure that things are happening at a steady way. Let me just make quick shouts to the top fans. Let me make quick shouts to the top fans. I can see Harun Shkar. I can see Woods. Thank you so much for always making it to the show. All right. So that is the position. In a nutshell, Kenyans must go to the ballot in 2027 and vote out President William Ruto. There is no other shortcut. There is no other short route to remove Ruto except through the ballot. There is no other shortcut. There is no other en route apart from the ballot. Kenyans must go, take votes, and vote. Your vote is your voice. So Kenyans must exercise their rights to vote in 2027. That is the only way they can do away with William Ruto. Apart from that, apart from relying on your members of parliament, we have a parliament of alls, and it can't really address your issues. issues to do with corruption, high cost of living, bad governance, brutality among the youth. Otherwise, that's a power blackout, but I think that is what is there on the ground. Until next time, my name is Moses Otieno. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much from wherever you are.